So, Procurement Power Up. Ever heard of SAP Scheduling Agreement with release document? If you are new to the world of SAP procurement, terms like scheduling agreement might sound a bit technical. But guess what? There are actually super useful tools to make buying materials way smoother. Think of a scheduling agreement like a long-term contract you set up with a trusted supplier for a specific material you buy regularly, like raw material, for example, from raw material that we can use in SAP, that RM129 from supplier 123001. It's just in our example. Instead of creating a new purchase order every single time you need a delivery, you have this agreement outlining the total quantity and time frame. For example, like buying 1,000 units over the next 2 years. Now, the release document part is the real magic for predictable supply. It means you don't order the entire amount up front. Instead of instead, you periodically send your supplier release, essentially telling them, okay, send me 500 units next week, or here's our forecast for the next quarter. Why is this amazing for dummies and everyone else? Less paperwork. Say goodbye to creating tons of individual purchase order for routine items. A steady supply flow based on your needs. Stronger supplier relationships. Builds trust through long-term commitment. Potential cost saving. Commitment to volume can often lead to better jams. Smoother operations integrate better with planning processes like MRP. So, how do you actually create one in SAP Fiori? Simplify for beginner. Based on the standard process, it looks something like this. So, log in and find the app, get into SAP Fiori and open the manage purchase scheduling agreement. Manage purchase scheduling agreement. So I call the app manage purchasing agreement like this. Then it create simple enough, right? You are starting a new agreement. So we just wait. So as you can see, I've got 3 scheduling agreement created previously. So it create like this, very simple. To starting a new agreement. So set the stage, header data. You tell SAP who the supplier is, the validity period, start and date, your company's purchasing details, and the overall value of the agreement. So let's start. So we start with the supplier example. My supplier 123, I hope so. I created, yes, French domestic supplier. Okay. The agreement type SA with release document. We continue. The valid start default today. That's true. A valid end, for example, 2 years after. So like this. Okay. I change the language. Can change it. For example, that if my supplier is French, I just have to change. Okay, that is. Then I enter the purchasing group. I change also the company code and purchasing KPC1 like this. And I think everything is good for the header. So I sum up supplier agreement type SA, scheduling agreement with release document LPA, valid start default today, valid end, for example, 2 years, purchasing organization, your purchasing group, and in section delivery and payment target value, and the target value. So here we are, target value here. Okay, I think we have finished with the header data, so that sounds good. Then add the detail item data. This is where you specify what material you are buying, the total quantity over the agreement period, the plant it's for, and importantly, how the release will work, often linked to a creation profile. So for that, go to the item. So you can also enter either node, navigate to the node section, and you can enter some other node, for example, either text, either node, pricing type, deadline, time of delivery, etc. So add item to scheduling agreement. From the new purchasing scheduling agreement view, choose the item facet and select create. Create. On the item facet view, make the following entry: plant, material, target quantity, net order price, tax code, tax date, and then the creation profile. So I explain step by step all this information. So don't worry. So the first, the material there, 1, 2, if I remember, I'm not sure that I created that. RM129, RM129, 128. Perhaps I will create another one. Raw material, yeah, it's good. This one. I click on enter. Materials group. It's weird that the system is not able, so I have just have a look. What's the system? Yeah, I enter the plant. KP01. Okay, automatically you have the information about the purchasing document item text, the search local type, the item category is a standard. So then I continue to explain this also the things. Plant, material, target quantity, net order price that is coming from the defaulted purchasing info record, so I can put it in. Okay, the target quantity, and if you don't have any net order price, you put it manually because there is no information coming from. Okay, so what to say the system? Okay, I just have to. It's okay. I define all the information. Okay, plant, material, target quantity, net order price, tax code, tax code, target quantity, good receipt, tax code, tax date. That is good. Okay, and then the creation profile in the output control. So I go to the output control and I put the creation profile that is by default as 001, but you can use the match code for that if I use the match code, and I select the profile for my company KP01 001 for 30 days just in time and 6 months FSC. Okay. Okay. So that is a good for enter item detail. You can also complete with enter item. So Included important notes. Add any crucial legal term, delivery instruction, payment term, or internal note at both the overall agreement level and specific item level. For that, for example, if I go in the notes and I'm able to add some notes at the same things in the header and I the item. So save and celebrate. So before to click on save, you just have to click on apply. You like this, you control that all the information, that you don't have any red bar from the item. If you have a blue line, blue bar, that everything is good. So save and celebrate. Review everything and hit create. SAP gives you a unique number of your shiny new scheduling agreement. That's it. So for that, I click on create. Okay, I receive a message and I can note that I've got the following scheduling agreement number. So that's it. You have just set up the framework for a much more efficient way to procure a key material. So in the status in approvals, if I go back, I'm able to display that right now my is in approval. That means I need that my chief, my manager, or something else find the system approve it. So don't let the technical terms scare you. At its core, it's about smart, long-term planning with your supplier. So that is concludes this introduction to a scheduling agreement. So see you later for the next step. Thank you so much.